story. NASA is going to give us a groundbreaking view of the universe. They have a new telescope they've been working on for years now, and it is getting closer and closer to its launch date. Joining us right now, Paul Geithner from NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center. Paul, thank you for joining us. And I know that you've worked with NASA for, 2 decades now. You've worked on the Hubble telescope. What's the difference with this new Webb telescope you guys are working on?
Well, Hubble has revolutionized our understanding of the universe, and Webb is going to pick up where Hubble left off and see farther and see deeper into the universe. We're hoping to actually see the very first stars and galaxies that formed after the Big Bang.
Very cool. And we're seeing 3D modeling and some people working on the telescope there. What sort of things do you guys have to work on to make sure it can withstand the temperatures, the conditions up in space?
Right. Well, it's bigger than Hubble. That way it can see more. It's got a mirror that's 22 feet across as opposed to Hubble's 8 feet. Webb is the size of a tennis court and taller than a 3-story building, so it's big. And because it's an infrared telescope, we need to see infrared light, because visible light from those first stars has been stretched out into longer infrared wavelengths just by the expansion of space over the history of the universe. So we actually want it to get cold, and it's going to get cold in space. Things get really cold in space if you put them in the shade. And just to give you an idea of what we're dealing with is, we're building Webb telescope at room temperatures in a lab, but it's got to work at temperatures of around 400 degrees below zero Fahrenheit. So if you take something, like rubber tubing like this, it's flexible, and you get it really cold. I'm dipping this in liquid nitrogen, which is 320 degrees below zero Fahrenheit. That's balmy compared to the 400 degrees below zero we're going to get Webb to. And just see what this is like when it gets cold.
Wow, it shatters. So you guys like have to build special materials that can withstand these type of conditions.
That's right. That's right. And we just finished testing the structural heart of the telescope here at NASA Goddard. Took it down to 411 degrees below zero Fahrenheit and put it through its paces, and it passed with flying colors. So Paul, we know it'll work when it gets into space.
When does this launch? When will we start seeing some of these cool new images of space?
Right. Well, our launch date right now is scheduled in 2014. That's a tough schedule, but that's what we're working towards. And after a few months of checking everything out, it should start producing science, and we'll see pictures from it.
Paul Geithner talking about the new Webb telescope that NASA is working on. Thank you for joining us live and talking with us this morning. Nicole?